All right, so I'm gonna try something new. Um, I'm gonna talk for a little bit. So if you want to just get to the tutorial, I guess I'll throw up something on the screen, or maybe put something in the description so you can skip to that. But I'm gonna pretext with or preface with what's going on and what I'm doing. So I am creating, I guess, a new project for myself, and I've called it Starbin. And the star is like a wild card, so it's like an asterisk. So I guess it could mean whatever, you know. Starbin could be like, you know, pastebin, for example, or image bin, or cloud bin, or web bin, whatever. I don't know. Just something so I can play around and learn some stuff, and maybe teach somebody something on the internet as well. So yeah, this is a fresh I guess let me introduce to the people that I guess didn't or I skipped ahead. So hello everyone. This is how to enable IPv4 forwarding for LXC and VMs and ProxMox. Welcome back. But this is a fresh VDS or a VPS from Contabo, so it's external. You know, I don't have access to the physical server. I just have access via SSH or ProxMox's web UI. So this is ProxMox V8. This is literally a brand new install. And that's how we're going to get started, because there is a repository that we're going to be removing that we need to enable some network instance, but we'll get to that in a little bit later. But without that, that's why you might have some issues trying to enable or install something called if up down. But like I said, we'll get to that when we get to that. But let's get started before I get too off topic. So I'm in the web UI right now. This is just, you know, Firefox. Just okay. And I have this step-by-step tutorial to go alongside it. So I will follow that. And if you change any numbers here, like if you want to do a different IPv4 scheme, just make sure you know, it reflects down here as well, and wherever you put in those IPv4 schemes. Because if you change something, I can't really help you. I don't know what you changed. So good luck. But this is how I'm going to do it. So in my web UI, I'll go to the data center and then to our node. And then I will go directly to the network tab and create a Linux bridge, as it says here. And I've already chosen the IP address, CIDR address, this one right here. So I'll copy and paste it directly into the field. It's 192.168.10.1/24. And then we keep the gateway blank, because I believe it inherits the external interface, network interface, and that's the VMBR0. Which has the gateway already set to the outside world. So this is our little configuration, and we'll just go ahead and create that. And this is where I was talking about the repository. So usually we just click apply configurations, but we'll get an error. It says you need if up down 2. And in other ProxMox tutorials that I've seen, they recommend you getting rid of this repository that has if up down. So if you remove the repository already, you won't be able to install the correct version of if up down, and it just gets irritating. So if you need to, go ahead and add this back. It's right here. But I will remove it after I install the network interface and install the package that we need. So let's go to the shell and then update our VPS or VDS. And then, since this is my first install, we'll go through this. Or since this is a fresh install. And then we'll go ahead and copy and paste the other command once we're ready, which installs if up down. Okay, cool. Now we will apply the configurations, right? Okay, so let's go back to network and then apply the configurations. You will see here the active state will go from node yes, if done properly. So let's hope it goes to yes. Cool. And now we will install or create our LXC or VM instance. So my LXC that I'm going to create is a reverse proxy, so I can host other services like XMPP or a web server, or, you know, a Minecraft server, or a CSGO server, whatever, right? So I'm just going to be using Debian because I'm going to be using something called HA proxy, high availability proxy, I believe. But I'll make a video on setting up a reverse proxy next. Let's just get internet access to those instances first, because without that we can't, you know, update the machine or even configure it or do anything really. So let's get to that. So now that we have my now that we have this Linux bridge up, we can remove the repository because we don't need it anymore. And if you don't remove it, you keep on getting these like pop-ups that are really annoying. And I don't think there's anything else to it. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. I just got annoyed. So with the pop-ups, and everybody else said remove it. So yeah, we're removing it. Anyways, now let's create the instance. So let's go to our node and then local. And then this is where you can download your ISOs from a URL or just upload them. But we're going to be using CT templates for the LXC instances. And we're going to click on templates, and then you can choose whatever one you want. Like I said, I'm going to be using Debian. And let's just go ahead and download it. And just wait for that to finish. And then either create a VM or a CT, depending on whatever one you chose. CT is the LXC instances. And then this is where my aesthetics, I guess, requirements kick in. So CT ID, I'm going to rename it to the end of the IP, you know, I'm going to make it reflect the end of the IP address of that host or the machine. So this is the IP address that I've already chosen for this LXC instance. So the ID for that is going to be 110, just for simplicity. And then I'm also going to name the host name something similar, so I know what machine I'm in at all times. And then I'll just name it reverse proxy. Actually, let's just name it, let's just name it reverse proxy for now. And then we'll need a password. So I have LastPass over here. Just go ahead and create one. If you're doing this as well, make sure to remove uppercase if you're gonna put this password in your tag. It's probably bad practice, but just for this purpose, I'm gonna do it like that, just so you know I can get into the machine later and I don't have to store it anywhere else. But yeah, so I copied that, and then I'm gonna put the password here, and then I'm also gonna put it in the tag right here, and I'll put some more descriptors. I'll put like hot proxy or HA proxy. We'll do Debian. And maybe the IP address. Well, actually, no, I don't. That's fine. Okay, we'll just do that. And then we'll choose our template. Choose yours. And then choose your disk size. I think this is fine for now. You can always change this later. And same with the CPU. You can always change it later. We're just trying to get internet to the machine. I'll go ahead and bump this up though. And then we'll change the bridge to VMBR1. And then this is the IP we chose. So the .110, it reflects the CT ID as well. And then forward, then the 24. And then the gateway is just .1. And then, yeah, then the DNS domain and domains are going to be inherited from the VDS or the VPS because we know it works. And then just go ahead and start it. Oh no, invalid format, characters and tag. Let's see what I did wrong. Maybe it's that. Cool. All right, so now that we've created our LXC instance, we are going to go back to our host, our ProxMox host, and we can basically do everything from here now. So let's go back to the shell. And now we have to forward the IPv4 traffic. So use nano, and I would just copy and paste the command. It's easiest. And then we're going to uncomment this line that says net.ipv4. It's not too far down. You can grab for it if you want to, but this is quicker, I think. And then Control X, Y, and then enter, and it should save it. And then just reload the configuration. Boom. Okay. Now, we have to mess with IP tables. I don't know too much about IP tables at all, actually, but I couldn't find anywhere online. It took me so long to figure this out. I used ChatGPT and Gemini, and you know, whatever they gave me, I kind of just blindly put in until something worked, and this works. So let's use it. So this is the IP CIDR address that we chose earlier. This is also on the Linux virtual bridge, if you remember. And then the VMBR 0 is our external interface, the one that was installed, I guess, automatically by ProxMox or the VPS provider. I don't know. And yeah, so let's just copy and paste that into the machine. And then let's verify. Oh, I guess I should have verified. Sorry. I guess I should have verified earlier that we don't have internet on the on our LXC instance, but you should trust me. We don't have internet right now, but now we do. So after we added this entry, we should have internet. And before we save the configuration, let's check. So we can, like I said, we can do everything from this instance right here. So let's type pct enter 110, and it will put us into that reverse proxy. And let's just ping Google for now. There you go. Cool. And while we're here, let's just update everything. And yeah, now while it's updating, I guess you can ensure that you have internet on this LXC instance, and you can install your reverse proxy of choice, or do whatever you need to do on this LXC instance. Like I was saying, I'm gonna be hosting a bunch of different stuff on it, like an XMPP server, maybe Minecraft, and other stuff, and I'm gonna do that per LXC instance. So if I mess up, I can just wipe it and then restart it without wiping the entire system, But let's save the IP tables now. So let's type exit, and then you're going to be back into your host, your ProxMox host, and you can install something called IP tables persistent. And if you already have this installed, you can type IP tables -save, and then this right here, and it should just save the configuration. So if you go back in and make an edit at any point, run this little command and it'll save it for you. And if you ever mess up, you can do IP tables -t and then nat and then -f, and it should clear it. And you can also just do -f and it'll clear it all. So yeah, that's very useful. But yeah, that is it. IP table should be persistent, so on next reboot, these rules that we just wrote won't get wiped. And now you have internet on this whole CIDR address. So you can create another LXC instance and just spin one up, and it should have internet automatically. So that's the fun part about that. Next, I will probably secure everything, or actually I'll probably put a domain on it and like host a web server, something simple, and then maybe secure it with SSL. I don't know. We'll see what happens when we get there. But if anything, I'll make I'll make another tutorial for myself and for whoever else is out there. So thank you for watching. If you have any criticism, I'm open for it. If I misspoke or missaid anything, please feel free to correct me. I'm learning just as much as you are. I learned most of this yesterday, so feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.